Welcome back to GearCheckGames. This is the 10th and final installment of our Metroid Zero Mission playthrough.
Woo!
I am Trey. Again, I am joined by the rest. You know who we are.
Hello.
The Gilligan's Island Cone.
Oh, God. It's worse than I remember.
Okay, next playthrough. I'm splitting these. I can't take any more of this nonsense.
For the record, Ridley's back!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the final boss of the game. It's not...
I don't
Buzz
understand
Brain?
this thing. Did he just, like, build this as, like, a countermeasure? Or did the Space Pirates... Because it's not Ridley, obviously. Ridley's not a robot.
Yeah.
Yet.
I think it was the developers going like, hey,
We gotta
we
put
need
something at the
another
end.
boss. Yeah.
Do you think Samus is having a panic attack? Like, oh my God, he's back.
I mean,
In robo form!
there is also, just the line of reasoning that the Space Pirates as an organization would want to be creating a quote-unquote third officer, because they only had Kraid and Ridley.
Yeah.
Crap, we only had one of those. That's what you think.
So, like, they have, like, their own planet full of, like, whatever they are, the Mantis Men. Mantis Men.
The army of Manus Men.
Brack, where did you find him?
Man, I really wish I could memorize that Cave Johnson quote off the top of my head. Dan, you probably have it.
Yeah.
Dan, you mentioned this off the record, Dan, but I like your headcanon that they, after the events of this game, they combined the remains of Ridley and Robo Ridley here to create Meta Ridley in Prime.
Yeah, but we all know Prime is just a spinoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prime isn't canon.
Yeah, they made Samus too tough in that one.
Daddy Sakamoto said so.
Oh no, I wasted a super missile.
Shut the door.
Oh yeah, that's suicide in this fight.
I mean,
Well,
Look
okay.
big.
Oh, were you speeding it up there for a second? Because the music was
No.
kind of... Oh, okay.
No, this is another one of those fights where it just kind of has a strange, little bit of lag to it. So,
Yeah.
as you guys noticed, Trey took care of this boss pretty handily, given for hard mode. There's actually a quick kill where you can kill him before he even gets to attack.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, there's me bouncing. I'm
No final
excited.
boss is complete without a self-destruct mechanism.
Yeah,
There's
we
a
get,
boss. There's a boss like that in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which I'll show off when we get to that game. Except in that case, it's like exceedingly easy to kill the boss before the music even starts. Like if you have Supersonic by that point.
So I do love that you
yeah.
pointed out that it does in fact still spawn a pirate inside of the door.
Yeah. So since this is hard mode, I think they give you less time.
Correct. You get 5 minutes
I'm pretty
normally.
sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like I think they give you like 2/3 of the time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's still more than enough to get there, but
Yeah.
there
Well,
are shenanigans.
One thing
They're
that makes
also-
this escape sequence annoying, no matter what difficulty you're playing on, is you'll notice that like on your way here, you had to go through a lot of puzzles where you had to just like bomb block after block after block in a row.
Uh-huh.
And now that's
Yes.
now that plant is kind of paying off here. Because now you have to escape quickly through these corridors that are filled with just like these slow...
That being
Well, not
said,
this
though,
one,
there
but-
are a lot of places that you can just, powerbomb through it. So particularly if you wanted to get through this one, you can go up top and speed boost to the right.
Yeah.
Well, and
I-
also with the wave/plasma beam, you can shoot through like some of the... Like not all of these are bomb blocks. Some of them you can just shoot through.
Yeah. I'm being dumb.
And also, particularly, there's a lot of other, even less obvious shortcuts for speed boosting through the area. So, like, if you can hold a Shine Spark all the way up to here, you can just plow through this entire room.
This is it, though, right? Wait, no, this isn't it.
No, it's in 2 rooms, I believe.
Still got a little ways to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
And
the
only a minute
background
and a half
and
left.
it gave me hope.
Man. I was gonna point out, there's
that
always those
hedgehog.
moments in 2D Metroids where you're like doing the screw attack to go grab a ledge, and then you discover that the ledge is destructible, and it just destroys the ledge that you expected to grab onto.
Oh no.
And it's like walking down the stairs and expecting there to be a last step.
For the record, this isn't what I meant by a quick kill.
Yeah, you have to do it after the fact.
Also, I love this theme setup.
It sounds better.
It does.
On that note, Trey, I do appreciate you playing Green Hill Zone backwards for the second time. Because you're going backwards.
Yeah.
I love explaining the joke.
Well, no, like...
I mean, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah, Trent doesn't play those crappy Sonic games like I do.
I want to. It's hard to get into new things in my older age.
Him, man. Those games are all about skill mastery. They'd be right up your alley.
I like that.
Oh yeah.
Speed running.
Sonic was never good though. At least that's what everyone tells me.
Yeah. So, everyone is wrong.
That leads me to a question: which had a better transition to 3D, Sonic or Samus?
Or what?
Sonic or what?
Sonic or Samus? Who had a better transition to 3D?
Is that a joke?
Samus.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Sonic Adventure, but like, it's pretty indisputable that Samus had the better transition.
Yeah,
same.
I mean, because again, I'm also a fan of Sonic Adventure of all games. Sonic, strangely enough, simply because I actually had it as a child. But I mean, the Prime game is, in and of itself, like a quintessential. Not perfect, because none of the Metroid games were perfect other than Super. But
it's just more like technically solid and like well thought out. Whereas like Sonic Adventure had a lot of ambition, but kind of compromised its quality for trying to do too much at once.
Oh, that makes sense.
Don't worry, there are plenty of other YouTubers, hundreds probably, who have explained the Sonic situation better than I ever could.
Literally dozens.
There are dozens of us. Damn it, you stole my joke.
It's every other block.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he doesn't have any extra power bombs because he didn't go out of his way to pick up any of the expansions after getting the...
But you don't need more than one for this playthrough.
You actually don't need... I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you don't need any of them because there is a way to get around the power bomb block. Yeah,
there's
you don't.
Another entrance.
There's a tube on top of the power bomb block into Metal Ridley that you can go through. So yeah, you don't even need power bombs if you're going for a low % run.
All these tubes.
Does anybody know the official name of that robot Ridley boss?
We should look it up.
Because I've never heard like a consistent. Yeah.
Let's call him Ridleybot 5000.
The first one I heard was Robo Ridley.
Metasonic.
That doesn't sound like something a Metroid enemy would be called.
No.
Mecha Ridley
silly for Metroid.
Mecha Ridley is what Metroid.retropixel wiki states, which is one of the predominant community. Here is the actual final boss.
Yeah, here's the challenge, boys. Get ready.
Oh boy.
To die.
Oh boy.
The jump
You
around.
got one of them. You're doing it.
Got me.
Not quite.
Well, let's do it all again.
Trey just had to take a moment to cry.
I love the little steps that he takes.
God, even Ridley wants to get it over with. Lol, nope.
You're supposed to cut this out, Trey.
Come on,
Just
editor.
let them know that you're a cheater.
Listen, I've died 3 times, 4 times.
Listen, it's not cheating if it's in the game.
Exactly.
Trey, this whole incompetent editing angle is only gonna work for us for so long, dude.
I mean,
We gotta
is it an
start
angle when
editing
it's
at some
true?
point.
I'm just imagining Samus just sprinting through this all screaming as she just lays down the fire. Just like rage-filled
We
screaming.
didn't even have time to fight back.
So we went from 200 speed to like 500 speed.
Oh my lord.
And this guy still blocks our path.
Try playing this video at double speed on YouTube.
We're
She's just
God.
sprinting through the mothership, like, just spraying out lasers, like, screaming, and then it's smash cut to her just, like, pushing the droid, like,
Just like slow it
man,
back down.
oh, another
no!
death. Man, that's
Slow the gonk scene down to like half. Oh my god!
these guys are rough.
I'm not smart enough to make a save point at the dark.
you failed at cheating.
I did.
So particularly, speaking of cheating and cheesing particularly, there is actually a strat where you can abuse the AI of the metal pirates to get them stuck on a wall and just lazily shoot them.
Yeah, they're not smart.
It is a
tough
Game Boy
answer.
game. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that I hope we explore in Fusion is SAX, one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Oh man, it has abusable AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just kind of like jump over it, charge up a shot, fire, jump over it again, charge up a shot, fire.
I mean, certainly that, but also even for, just technical quirks of getting it stuck in a corner or getting it stuck trying to grab a ledge that it can't reach.
Come on, Trey. I believe in you.
I can't do it.
Now,
I need to
see,
stop.
Trey-
I need to stop
Trey
believing.
Just edit in some quiet, muffled screaming as she runs through the song and dance every time.
Yeah.
So,
As I just displayed, these things are immune to missiles.
they're also immune to friendly fire, unlike the other space pirates, which is a big
Yeah.
shame.
These things are brutal.
Yeah, they're a minor roadblock in normal mode, but in this mode, they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because you have so little resources by this point.
Yeah.
Well, and you got to go through that whole song and dance just to get here.
Ooh. Isolating them. Well done.
Yeah. That was an accident.
Where'd the other one go?
Yeah. I didn't know where he went.
I'll check up
In particular, he went past the boundary of, actively calculating enemies. Oh, man, what if that one would have killed you?
That has ended runs before.
I hate those. I hate those moments in games where they have one last enemy pop out at the very end just to ruin your day.
So
If you're at 5 HP.
I love the
and
dedication of that
kill.
pirate trying to get on the ship with Samus, either to stop her or to save his own life, but it was all
I
for
hope he
naught.
gets a warrior's funeral. On
It
his
kind
own
of
planet.
reminds me of the scene in Force Awakens when they go to light speed from inside the hangar and there's an alien like on the front of the ship. And if you look closely, you can just see the alien being like split apart on the windshield.
Ugh.
Mission accomplished.
Anywho, mission accomplished! Hooray!
I
And now
did
we
it.
get one of my favorite ending themes ever.
Warts and all.
Oh my gosh!
This is a tight theme. So,
Yeah, man.
Impressions of Zero Mission.
It's my favorite 2D Metroid game. So,
Definitely,
It's a Metroid game that I've played.
definitely a good starting point, I would say. Probably the best starting point for someone looking to get into the series, just because it's got a little bit of like the backstory that doesn't often make it into the games in it. So like, usually I'm of the opinion that like when I'm trying out a new series of games, I try nowadays to start like as early as I can, just so that I don't run into the problem of like, getting into the series later when like they've improved and like going back to the old games is hard because they're missing features that I've gotten used to. But Metroid is a case where like the original game, was revolutionary in its own way, but it's also become very antiquated, unfortunately, just due to like difference in like design philosophy between like modern games and games from the NES era. So it's lucky that we have something like Zero Mission that, is at once like this fairly accessible take on Metroid and also like a retelling of the first game in the series for new players to get into the series. So yeah, if you've never tried Metroid before, I'd say Zero Mission is a good place to start.
R.I.P. Iwata. Terry went.
Also, on top of the things that Joe just mentioned, it is also like mechanically the best one to start with because it includes a lot of really good old design principles from Super, but also
this is great right here.
Yeah, this is adorable. You could have also noticed like a few small pixels representing this drawing in the actual fight.
Samus and her bird daddies.
Yeah.
And
of
the
note,
angry son from Mario 3.
Making a hilarious cameo.
Of note, that was quote-unquote the manga material that I mentioned earlier, because it did show a flashback of
doing
them.
your JoJo poses.
Right?
But particularly, I do also want to get back to the conversation. So mechanically, it's one of the best places to come to because it includes a lot of design decisions. Of like you can sequence break, you can do an alternate boss order, but it also has probably one of the most streamlined control schemes that also feels really good to use. So it's probably one of the best to start because as much as I do love Super, its control scheme leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, it's a little floaty.
It's not even that
ending screen.
It's not even that it's floaty, it's more the weapon selection is just clunky.
I didn't even know that was a thing in this game. That's neat.
Yeah, Austin Powers auditioned and got a role in this game.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's even the voice of Samus.
Is that what you get for beating this game in 2 hours and 46 minutes?
Yeah, you get the sound test.
Right on.
And it's all clips from the Austin Powers Game Boy game.
Well, thanks for joining us, Trent. It's been great to have you on.
It's been great to be here.
Someone who actually knows what they're talking about when it comes to these games.
Yeah, dude, you
rare occurrence on this channel.
Yeah.
You gave us a lot of real good insight to this game. Like, it's definitely appreciated.
There's a lot of things that will just go unnoticed if it's not brought up like that, because they put a lot of development time into this game. So it's definitely a polished experience.
It's short but dense. I like stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's one of the good ones.
Alrighty, well, maybe see you later, folks.
Yeah, we'll get you on for a future Metroid game.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
I look forward to it.
Well, dude, should we tell them what's coming up next? Should we give them a hint?
I'll leave that to you.
Think plant men.
Oh, man.
Plant people.
Okay.
Plant men.
That could actually be a couple of different ones.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Yeah.
That's it for me, folks.
Bye.
It's Pokemon, isn't it?
You blew it!